Party people in the place to be, this is DJ Cassidy and you are watching Renowned for Sound.
So DJ Cassidy, welcome to Australia.
Thank you.
Is it your first time here?
My second time in Australia.
Second time?
I DJ'd here 2 years ago. It was quite the experience. Marquee had just opened.
Oh wow.
And I actually DJ'd the first night of Marquee in New York when it opened 10 years ago. So when they opened the club here at the Star, I came out and DJ'd in its first few months. But I haven't been here since, and this is my first trip to Australia as a recording artist.
Oh wow.
It's a whole new chapter of my career. I've been a DJ since age 10, but this is my first album, and it's great to be across the world from where I'm from, New York City, to talk about my music.
So you've recently released Calling All Hearts.
Yes, featuring Robin Thicke
and Jessie J. So talk to us about the inspiration behind that song.
Well, the inspiration behind Calling All Hearts is really the inspiration behind my entire album. I started working on my debut album, Paradise Royale, 4 years ago. And I set out on a mission 4 years ago to bring back what I believe to be the greatest dance music of all time. And that's the soul music of the late 1970s and early 1980s. Throughout my whole DJ career, which literally started when I was 10 years old, I asked my parents for 2 turntables and a mixer for my birthday when I turned 10 and DJ Cassidy was born. I've traveled the world as a DJ since my mid-teens, and I've had the privilege of not only playing some of the hottest nightclubs around the world, but some of the most iconic events of my time. I was the first DJ to ever play a presidential inauguration. I was the first DJ to ever play at the White House. I played for Barack Obama many times, and also Oprah Winfrey and Jay-Z and Beyonce and P. Diddy and Jennifer Lopez and Naomi Campbell and Anna Wintour, and the list goes on. And no matter who was in front of me, I kept seeing the classic records of this era, making everyone smile and everyone dance and turning every party into a celebration. And I wanted to bring the feeling and the spirit of that music back to young people today, back to nightlife, back to the airwaves, back to the dance floor. And that, in answer to your question, was the inspiration not only for Calling All Hearts, but for all the other 9 songs on Paradise Royale, to bring back that feeling of the classic records of that era, to bring back the spirit and emotion and energy of the records that I believe to represent the greatest dance music ever created.
So what's the meaning behind the title of the album, Paradise Royale? In your words, how would you describe that?
Well, I've been around the world watching so many different kinds of people party to this one music. Young, old, rich, poor, black, white, Latino, Asian, gay, straight, famous, non-famous, American, European, Asian, Australian, African. And I started to imagine a fantasy world where all these kinds of people who sometimes don't get along and who don't go to the same party came to the same party. And if they all came to the same party, wouldn't that be kind of a fantasy world, right? It doesn't really exist. And a fantasy world, to me, had a full moon and a sun and stars that never set, and the party never ended, and there were flamingos running around, and there were pink walls and palm trees, and I began to envision what I titled the Paradise Royale.
So I can see where that inspiration is and that terminology has gone into the video for Calling All Hearts.
Yeah, we shot the video for Calling All Hearts in London, and it was kind of the first imagery of the Paradise Royale that I relayed to the world. And when you listen to the 10 songs of Paradise Royale, you hear almost every singer allude to the imagery of either stars, the sun, the moon, the sunrise, the sunset, and these different things to envision when you're closing your eyes and imagining this world.
So you've worked with a long list of artists. I mean, your catalogue reads like a who's who of of the music industry. Who would you say has been your favourite to work with so far, or is that too difficult to?
Who is my favorite artist to work with as a DJ or as a producer on my album?
As a producer on the album, because you've worked with a lot of people on Paradise
Yes, well,
Royale.
on Paradise Royale, I united 22 of the most legendary musicians of the late 1970s and early 1980s for the first time in one room in over 30 years to capture their definitive sound with no samples, no covers, no interpolations, no machines. So Verdine White, Philip Bailey, and Larry Dunn of Earth, Wind & Fire, Nile Rodgers of Chic, all the members of Kool and the Gang, John J. R. Robinson and Bobby Watson of Rufus, Ray Parker Jr., Patrice Rushen, Wawa Watson, and so many more icons of this era who were the architects of the sound, the men behind this music. And then I said, now I need new voices to bring a new life to this music. And those voices not only have to represent my generation, but have to represent all genres of music, from R&B to pop to electronic music and everything in between. So I enlisted 13 modern-day superstar recording artists to write and record original songs. And those artists are John Legend, Estelle, Kelly Rowland, Melanie Field, Mary J. Blige, Chromeo, Passion Pit, Neo, CeeLo Green, Robin Thicke, Jessie J, Usher, and R. Kelly. To name a favorite would be impossible. Every artist, from the past and the present, had not only stories of the past and lessons to pass on, but were also so eager to listen to my vision and to be produced and to be directed. And I learned that that's really the definition of a true artist, when you're willing to teach and when you're willing to be taught, when you're willing to lead and when you're and when you're willing to follow, all at the same time. And all 22 musicians and all 13 artists, for a total of 35 amazing artists, are all geniuses in their own right, and all brought a different kind of magic to my vision.
So, since you were 10 years old, since you started as the DJ Cassidy, music's changed dramatically. You know, we're shifting further and further into the digital age. That must have quite an impact on you as a DJ. You know, there was once a time where you would go to clubs, do your shows, you know, with a box full of vinyl. What's been the biggest impact for you as a DJ with that shift into the future?
About 7 years ago, I and most DJs on Earth changed from using vinyl to a digital program that enabled you to put a digital vinyl on a turntable and select its song through a piece of software on your computer. The turntables haven't changed. The turntables that every club in the world have, that every DJ has in their bedroom, are the same two turntables that my parents bought me 20 years ago. What changed is you no longer need to carry 8 crates of vinyl like I used to and travel around the country checking 8 crates of vinyl into an airplane. But you can carry one laptop with so much more music and select that song on the turntable through the computer. And while many people look at technology with a frown and look down upon it and look for all the things that have been lost, I look at it quite the contrary. I went from carrying 8 crates of records with 100 songs in every crate, that's 800 songs, to carrying tens of thousands of songs. And my motto as a young kid was to be the DJ that people would call on to play all music for all people all over the world.
Yeah.
And I would only walk into a party armed with 800 weapons to fight that battle every night. And now I can walk in with 8,000, or better yet, with 80,000. Every genre of music I always wanted to carry, I now can have. Every song that I've ever heard of that I might want to play, I now can carry. So technology has enhanced my craft and my art tenfold.
So, for someone who hasn't seen you live, how would you describe a live DJ Cassidy performance? Given that you work with a long list of recording artists in the studio, how does that go into a live DJ Cassidy performance?
Well, the live DJ Cassidy performance has changed.
Okay.
I now perform with a band.
Great.
And when you come to a DJ Cassidy show, you not only see me at the front center of the stage, but you see a band surrounding me. And this band of live musicians play along interactively to everything I do. When I started working on my album Paradise Royale, I had a vision to bring the live musicianship of this album to life through the eyes of a DJ. And people will witness a DJ band experience on stage like they've never seen before.
Wow. Have you got a tour coming up in Australia anytime soon?
No, so I just finished a tour with Robin Thicke.
Yep.
We toured the US. It was the first exposure of the DJ Cassidy band experience. Now I'm on tour all summer, festivals in the UK, in America, and I hope in the fall to be here in Australia to bring this new experience to the people of this continent.
Now, you play, your own DJ sets in clubs.
Yes.
But you also tour with some of the biggest names in the industry. You recently supported Jay-Z and Justin Timberlake on their Legends of the Summer Stadium tour. What's the feeling like to perform in front of that many people? And is it different when you perform a DJ set in a club?
Sure. Well, when Jay called me to open for him and Justin on the Legends of the Summer tour last summer, first of all, I was blown away. I had DJed for Jay-Z for years, and I had played his birthday parties and concert after parties and various private parties around the world. But when he called on me to open for him and Justin, go out every night in front of 80,000 people and set the party off, I was so flattered. And that's truly an understatement. And that is a totally different experience from DJing at a nightclub or in any kind of standard environment. 80,000 people is a big party.
Yeah, definitely.
And Jay-Z and Justin appeal to so many different kinds of people. But the training I've had as a DJ in making it my mission to rock all people with all music all over the world was the best kind of training I could have possibly had for that tour. Because their fans are so diverse. So diverse in age, so diverse in race, so diverse in their taste in music.
Yeah.
People who love any kind of music love Jay-Z and Justin Timberlake. So I had to go out each night and make 80,000 people of different mindsets and different styles and different musical tastes all party and all dance and all rock for an hour straight. And my training as a DJ could not have been better to prepare me for that journey.
So when can we expect the album to land in Australia?
The album is coming out later in the summer in the US.
Yep.
And I'm assuming around the same time in Australia. And my debut single, Calling All Hearts, is out right now around the world.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.